everybody, it's me Adele and welcome to my channel Sew for Serenity, where I talk to you about my sewing journey, my love for fabrics, patterns, dressmaking, and we have general sewing and live chit chat. So if that sounds of interest to you, please keep on watching. Welcome back to all my regular viewers, and if you're new here, I hope you enjoy this vlog and consider subscribing. So welcome to my Friday Sews vlog, where I talk to you about what I've been doing in the world of sewing this week and what my plans are for next week. The hashtag Friday Sews was started by Jen in Jen's Sewing Room, so if you don't already follow her, please check her out. She created this hashtag to bring all of the sewing community together under one hashtag so you guys can get your fix of sewing content. First of all, what am I wearing? Because I always forget to do this. So I'm wearing today the Tilly and the Buttons pearl cardigan made in this gorgeous knit that I got it from Fabric Godmother, but it's not a Fabric Godmother fabric, and I also have it in a green fabric as well. It's really lovely and cozy, quite thin but really nice as a layering piece, which is what I'm wearing it for today. I made this Tilly size 3 and even though I've put on a bit of weight, it still fits me quite nicely because I think I kind of made this more as a top than a cardigan, so yeah, it has a bit more give than a top would in it, but yeah, I'm really liking this today, and I've got it layered over a t-shirt because yeah, I don't really want to have my belly out. So yeah, it's really nice little cozy make, and I think I need to make some more of these in my life. So for those of you that saw my last week's Friday Sews, it was actually filmed on Friday evening, where I basically talked to you about my day at the Knitting and Stitching show and shared with you my purchases and also my experience of meeting loads of sewing celebrities, and the best part about the day was actually finally meeting Claire and Crystal, who, you know, are I call them my sewing sisters, and they have become very good friends, and yeah, we've been chatting a lot online. We do challenges, collaborations together, and yeah, it was really nice to see them in person, and yeah, we just had a great time. Just felt like I'd known them for years. So yeah, we had an amazing day. It just went too quickly, to be fair. So yeah, if you haven't watched that vlog already, please check it out. I will link the card to it up here, and yeah, you'll get to see what I purchased and just all about the day. So after that, I actually was chomping at the bit to do some sewing, but lots of you know that I was meant to do a collaboration with Claire and Crystal around the Heather Blazer by Friday Pattern Company, and because of everything that was going on over the last couple of weeks with the dressmakers ball and the knitting and stitching show, I got my Heather Blazer pretty much done, but there was just some finishing touches that needed to be done, and it got to the Thursday evening, and I was rushing it and I was starting not to enjoy it, so I just made the decision that they could release their pictures and I'd just get mine done when I could get it done. But the good news is I have actually got my Heather Blazer finished, and it is on the mannequin, on Stitch the Mannequin. So I'll just turn the camera around so you can have a look. And here she is in all her glory. So those of you, this has been the most talked about outfit for like forever. I made a twirl of this in a linen look cotton fabric that I got from, I think, Snapdragon Fabrics when they were trading to the public, and made the twirl and was happy just to go straight into cut into my Frida Kahlo fabric. So this is a CUX6 gabardine twill that I got from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door, and it's been in my stash for a while, and it was always planned to be a Heather Blazer. And yeah, it absolutely is lovely fabric. I also use this lining, which is basically matches the spots on the leopards. Are these leopards? I don't know, I always get them confused. And this was a viscose that I got from Felicity Fabrics, and it was in their sale, and it's a really lovely quality, and it just goes perfectly, and I just love how the pop of colour on the turned up cuffs came out. So I made the size medium, and I made the size medium the first time round, and I made the size medium the second time round. However, this is a bit smaller than a medium because before I sewed this up, I'd been sewing a Tilly and the Buttons pattern, and as you may or may not know, they have a seam allowance of 1.5 centimetres, and the seam allowance on the Friday Pattern Companies is 1 centimetre. But I got confused. I was still in the Tilly and the Buttons mode, so when I sewed this up, basically up until I got to the collar, I sewed a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. And it was only when I got to the collar where you've got some markings that mark the seam allowance that I realised I'd done it wrong. So at that point I was able to rectify the collar and the facing to be 1 centimetre, which meant that it all worked out, you know, there wasn't any problems with it. But it does mean that obviously it's a little bit smaller than my other heather blazer, which is okay. I'll put some pictures in. It does fit me and it's not too tight, but it's not as oversized as the heather blazer probably should be. However, as I always keep banging on about, I am trying to lose weight. I've put on 1.5, nearly 2 stone since I got married. So once I've lost that weight, this will fit me perfectly in the oversized, you know, as an oversized jacket. But at the moment it's a bit more fitted. But that's okay. And I wouldn't be able to wear it over a jumper or anything like that at the moment. But, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't want to unpick it, basically. And so, yeah, so I really love this fabric. I mean, oh my God, that is actually, look at that pattern matching there. Yeah, I managed to pattern match the pockets really well. I'm really happy with those. And what I basically did is I cut everything out first, got all my jacket made up, and then went for the put the pockets on. I'll just zoom in so you can see how brilliant my pattern matching is on here. I'm really pleased with it. Okay, other details to talk about. The other thing that I did this time that I didn't do the first time around is I top stitched all the way around the collar and the facing, which is an optional addition. And then the other thing that I haven't done is put the button on. Now I do have a button for this. So the button that I want to use is this button here, and I think it would just look really nice on there. However, my buttonhole foot, this is too big for it. So I need to just research about, is there any other way that I can do that without having to do it manually, because I'm not up for that. So if there's no other way than having to do it by hand, then I probably will just make a fake button. So it's just, you know, a detail. It's a detail that's on there. I mean, I'm not going to wear it buttoned up, but I just like to have that detail on there. So yeah, the pin's still there marking out where the buttonhole should go. But yeah, I don't want to you know, mess up the jacket with the buttonhole, and I've never done a handmade buttonhole before. They've always been on the sewing machine. So I don't know whether you can get a foot extension or a bigger foot, I don't know. I need to have a look at it. If you know, let me know. Just take it off. So the inside is so lovely and neat. Now I was going to use lining fabric for the arms, but this viscose is pretty slippery, and because of the oversized nature of it, I stayed with the viscose because I was really keen to have the spotty fabric as an accent on the sleeve, and obviously if I'd used lining fabric it wouldn't have been as cool. The other thing that I did differently this time was I didn't bother ladder stitching. Chelsea doesn't do that in the tutorial. She just sews it, puts it together and sews it, which is what I did. I just couldn't be bothered to do the hand sewing side of thing. Hand sewing is something that I really want to work on. So this is the gap that you leave open to pull everything through at the end, and you can hand stitch it, but I didn't. I just sewed it with the machine, and I think that's fine. I haven't put a label in it because I just didn't have one that matched, and I'm really loving the neatness at the bottom. I just think it's stunning how that lining sits against the bottom of the hem. So the trickiest parts of the heather blazer, I would say, are the collar. It's not tricky necessarily, but you've got to be really accurate with the collar to get it to sit right. And then the trickiest part is the hem. There is a great tutorial that Chelsea does from Friday Pattern Company, and I used it both times and it worked fine, but both times I had to watch the tutorial because I forgot. Even though I'd made it a couple of weeks before, I forgot and had to watch it again. But I'm really happy with it, love it. I think it's going to be a nice piece for winter, for autumn, and also for summer. And I do have some more of this fabric left over that I'm thinking of making some shorts in the summer that will match this set, maybe to wear together or maybe not to wear together. that's my heather blazer. So my next make that I did this week was the assembly line high cuff sweater, which I have made before. I'll insert a photograph. This was one of my first makes that I ever made, and I got this in a kit that I got from Sew Ab Fab, which is a fabric store in Rutland, and they used to be an online store that did dress kits basically, and you got everything that you needed, the pattern, all the notions, etc. And this pattern is just amazing. They're the line drawings, and the thing that I love about this is it's a woven jumper with cuffing, and the back has got this high hem that sits really nicely just above your bum, and I wanted to make, I shared with you this fabric that I got, this skeleton fabric that is glow in the dark, that I got from the Fabric Vault in Lichfield, which is a little store. It's going to go online, but at the moment it's just in person, and it's quite a new fabric store. And I basically made the high cuff top in it. And I have got some photographs. I haven't got any photographs of me in the dark yet with it glowing in the dark, but I'll try and get some and put it on my Instagram. But yeah, it's got, I've just used black cuffing for the sleeves, for the bottom, and for the neckband. And yeah, it's so quick to make this. It's literally a front and a back piece, depending on what size you are. Depending on what size you are, the back is got a centre seam. I didn't need to have the centre seam, but because the fabric was so narrow, because it was a quilting cotton or a cotton, I did have to end up doing, I couldn't do it on the fold, I had to do it on the, not a fold, flat, oh I don't know what you call it, but anyways, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, and I'm really happy with it. I'm going to wear this on Halloween, so that's a nice little top, and it just comes up really easy. As I said, sorry, it's a front and back and 2 sleeves. There's no gathers, the sleeve goes in really, really easily. This is classed as a very easy, it is a beginner's pattern for sure, and it's a great transition from woven to jersey because you're sewing stretch fabric but with woven, and I love it, really happy with that. I can't recommend this pattern enough, so if you haven't got it, get it. I am keen to try the assembly line oversized shirt, which I'll insert a picture of. I'm just going to wait for my birthday to get that, I think. It's an oversized shirt pattern. I've got the perfect fabric for it. And yeah, I really want to get that made up. Now that's all I've made this week. I have done some cutting out, and I am in the process of making up my little Miss So-and-so special subscription box, and I will launch that vlog next week, probably Monday, Tuesday time, and that's where I do the whole unboxing process, so selecting the fabric and the pattern, unboxing the box, and then also the reveal of the dress. So that should be with you on Monday, and yeah, that's what the sewing I've been doing. I'll just show you what I've been cutting out. So for those of you that follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I have had the privilege of being selected as a strike sewist, which wasn't familiar with this terminology, but it's basically a brand ambassador. You get free fabric in return for social media posts and promotion. So Blooming Fabric is a lovely little fabric company that specialises in jerseys and printed jerseys, and also cottons, dressmaking cottons, and quilting cottons, and really, really lovely little company. Loads of gorgeous fabrics on there, so I applied as soon as I saw the different types of fabrics that they've got. I knew exactly what fabric I was going to get as soon as I was accepted, and it is this stay at home cotton jersey. It is such good quality. Now sometimes with this like novelty print jersey, it can be a bit not very nice, and very like the pattern can get very distorted when you stretch it, but this is really beautiful. Now I have got 2 meters of this, and I was going to make the Billy shirt dress with it because that would have been enough. However, when my daughter, eldest daughter, saw this fabric, she really wanted a top in it as well. So what I've ended up doing is cutting out 2 Grainline Studio Linden sweatshirts, and what I've done is I've cut out the neckband and the wrist cuffing and the main body all in the Stay at Home fabric, and then the waistband I've cut out in a white rib that I had, and I've cut out 2 basically, and I've cut out one for Lillian in my standard size that I've usually make in the Linden sweatshirt, because she likes a little bit of an oversize. And then what I've done for me, because I'm a little bit bigger at the moment, I basically went around the pattern piece and added a centimetre around the whole thing to make it that little bit bigger, and yeah, I've cut 2 of those out. Couldn't get the waistband out of it as well, but managed to get everything bar the waistband out of 2 meters. So that's going to get sewn up literally this weekend, and I will be sharing that on my Instagram ASAP. And this is my first Christmas make. But I wanted to order the fabric because when I was looking on the website previously, they sold out of it, and then they got this back in stock. So I thought, I know it's a bit early for Christmas, but I wanted to get this done. And you know, if the owner of Blooming Fabric, Ivana, I might be saying that wrong, if she likes what I do, then the relationship will continue, hopefully. So no pressure. But yeah, really nice fabric. If you haven't checked out Blooming Fabric website, I'll put all the details below. Please check it out because it's got some really lovely fabrics. They've got some cotton with the Grinch on it, and I've shared before that my little daughter Alice loves the Grinch, so I definitely want to make her a Christmas party dress with the Grinch on it as my next make. So yeah, I've got lots of things planned, and yeah, there were so many lovely fabrics that I could have just chosen from, but this was the one that had my name on it, so watch this space for that one. Right, okay, so that's all the things I've been doing this week sewing related. I've also filmed my Sew Upcycle 22 vlog. I've sewed it in advance. I'm not actually live till the 27th of October, but I filmed it in advance because I want to get making my makes for Sew Upcycle 22. So Sew Upcycle 22 is a challenge where you basically upcycle something other than fabric that you've got in your stash or new fabric. So it can be a curtain, a sheet, repurpose some old clothing, etc. It's being run by Becky from Notes in the Sewing Room and Karen from So Little Time, who are absolutely wonderful ladies. I met them at the dressmakers ball and they were just lovely. So yes, that is what I've been doing. I filmed that and that is all ready to go on the 27th, so I'm well prepared. And then the other thing that happened this week was I got my HAYLEY in the Machine calendar. Now, I didn't have one of these last year and I had total FOMO. I didn't have any advent calendar sewing related. So I was definitely going to get one this year. And I actually got this for £45 as opposed to £55 because I ordered it really early on for Minerva. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to start opening that up. I've got this one and I've also got the Beyond the Pink Door one, which I really loved seeing people opening them at Vlogmas. There is the Fabric Godmother one as well, but it's £100, which is a lot of money, so I don't think I'll be getting that one, but I'll be keen to watch anybody who has that unboxing it at Christmas. Okay, so what are my plans for next week? So my plans for the week ahead are sewing up my Linden sweatshirts, that is a priority, getting my Little Miss So and So subscription box made up ASAP, and then I am going to cut out a few of my projects. I'm going to have a real frenzy on cutting out this week. So the things I need to cut out are my collaboration with Sew Like Dotty, which is the River Island dead stock, which I'll just grab. So this is the River Island dead stock. I'm making a jacket with mine for definite. So is Alison. She's making the Heather blazer, but obviously I'm not making another Heather blazer. I've done 2 and I love them, but I'm not making another one for a while. I'm going to be making, well, mine's a surprise what I'm going to be making, but yeah, I'm going to make a cute jacket in this. It'll all be revealed, so I need to cut that out. I'm not going to pre-wash it because I won't be washing the jacket, and I've got this lining fabric to go with it. The other thing that I need to get is my fabric finally arrived from myfabrics.co.uk, who I didn't realise, although it says co.uk, they're actually based in Germany, and that's why it takes so long. But in their defence, their fabric is amazingly good quality. This sweatshirt is just so nice from them. So it's in this bright red fabric, bright red colour, and this was where I'm making the Leca hoodie, and I'm sewing on the patches for my husband's jiu-jitsu that he got, and he's got this design of a red hoodie that you can go to jiu-jitsu with all the jiu-jitsu patches on. So that's going to be quite an easy make, because I've made the hoodie before. It's a really good make, really good sew, and yeah, just need to get that cut out. And he just keeps pestering me about it every 5 minutes. And then the other things that I need to get cut out is my birthday dress, which is going to be the Wilder gown in either this fabric with the embroidered flowers on it, or this burnout fabric from New Craft House. Oh my god, depending on, this one's not very wide, so if this isn't wide enough, I'll be going with this fabric. I rushed through that really quickly then, sorry about that. So yeah, I really want to get those cut out as a minimum this week. And then I also want to get cut out my upcycle projects as well. I've got the, not the fabric, but the stuff I'm going to use. Oh, that was the doorbell. Look what's arrived, my So Hayley Jane box, which I'm going to have to unbox as soon as I've done this video. Put that to one side. What was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, my sew upcycles. I've got all the fabric, the items that I'm upcycling, and I just need to start cutting them out and getting them ready, because what I'd quite like to do is, for my video that I launch on the 27th, not only give you the inspiration, but also have the makes done to show you at the end as well, if all works out. So I need to get ahead of the game on that. So those are my plans this week. Probably won't do loads of sewing. Want to get this stuff cut out so it's ready to go. That's how I like to work. I like to have projects piled up and ready to go for me. But yeah, that's my plans. So I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention, which are YouTube videos that I've been really enjoying lately. So let me just get those up. So the first one is a lovely Oyin from Lush Cloth. I did a blog post for Oyin from Lush Cloth at the beginning of the year, I think it was February, and she has a lovely fabric store, and she's a lovely lady. I met her recently in person at the Knitting and Stitching show, and she has actually launched her own YouTube channel, which is basically Lush Cloth. So I'll put the link to it, and her first vlog is her top 3 pattern recommendations for beginners, so that's really nice. So check out her channel and subscribe. From Super Bowl Sews. So she is on Instagram. She was actually one of the models for the Lyra dress when they extended their sizes. I'll insert a picture. And yeah, she's really lovely, and she's just launched her own channel as well. And I'll put the link to that as well. So hello Sarah, if you're watching. I don't know if she watches my channel, but I definitely started watching hers. And then the final lady that I wanted to talk to you about is the lovely Tiffiany from Hoosier Handmade. Now, she is a new vlogger as well, and she's just so lovely. She's just really jolly. She's just, the last vlog that I watched, she had some absolutely stunning fabrics that she was sharing, and I really enjoy her chat and her just whole aura. It's just lovely. So yeah, they're 3 people that I really recommend you checking out. I love hearing about new vloggers. So yeah, and I always like to promote people that I think are worth promoting, and they're just fabulous. And I know how much work goes into these vlogs. I know how nerve-wracking it is to start your own vlog, so I just want to support them where I can. So please check them out, and if you like them, please subscribe. So that's all for me for now. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you have, please click the like, and if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. That would mean the world to me. And if you want to support my channel further, you can actually buy me a coffee. It's now coming up to Christmas, winter, and there's lots of autumnal Christmas coffees coming out. And yeah, the other day someone brought me a coffee, and I actually did go and have a coffee, and I did think about them when I was having that coffee. And I just want to say also a big shout out to Libby, who has just brought me a coffee. Thank you so much, it means a lot, and I really it really means a lot that you support me and you're always commenting, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, if you want to buy me a coffee, there's no obligation. You can click my link to my Ko-fi account, and yeah, so you'll support that. So I hope you get loads of sewing in this week, and I hope I do too, and I look forward to speaking to you again and seeing you all next week. Thank you, see you later, bye.